Draft Lottery, presented by State Farm.
I wanna win, I wanna grow, I wanna touch all of my goals.
You bet, Caitlin Clark!
That's the Cardoso effect.
All of my circle is on the pathway to greatness.
Edwards lays it!
She has elevated her game. She's doing it all.
That is the point where you can really say that you made it. I'm so close, I can almost taste it. I just do not want no basic.
Got some players that are getting ready to come into the league. We're going to break down some of them. Steph, who are you going to break down first?
I'm going to start with the most exciting player in college basketball right now, and that's Caitlin Clark. And look, we all know about the logo threes. Where I'm most impressed in terms of her growth is her ability to get to the rim. Not just get to the rim, but get to the rim and finish with contact. She got stronger a season ago. Now she can absorb contact, finish in the paint off of 2 feet. And if you're a post player who likes to rim run, she will find you all day, every day. And there's no doubt about it. She's going to draw a crowd. So if she beats one defender, look at the collapse. 4 defenders, eyes on Caitlin Clark. She makes the right read, finds her shooter on the spray out, able to knock it down. And then I think this is another level of improvement, reading 2 layers of defense. So you've got the first, the post player shows herself early. Where's the second and third layer of defense? Are we going out to 3? Are we dropping to our big? She reads it perfectly, drops it on the dime.
Wow, the player that I'm looking at in this coach's corner is really the unicorn from the Pac-12. She can play inside and out, and her name is Cameron Brink. She does a phenomenal job of really getting herself in great position. And the thing that is really intriguing about her, in one offensive possession, she can operate multiple actions. We've seen 1, 2, 3 now. After the screen, she's going to post up. When you've got a player like Cameron Brink that you can move around, that can do so many different things, hey, it's a value. And it's not only offense, it's what she does so well. A shot blocker, keeping it in bounds and then off and running. She can lead the break, run in transition, recognize where her options are. She could stop and pull up for the 3, this time running all the way to the rim. But where did Asia Wilson make her living this year? It was at that elbow area, and that's what Cameron Brink can do. She can shoot the 3. She can drive it left, and she can also spin it back to her right. Her versatility definitely will translate very well into the WNBA.
Plenty of talent when it comes to this potential draft class, and we are moments away from Bethany Donovan, head of league operations, revealing the 2024 WNBA draft lottery order. But first, here's how the WNBA draft lottery works. There are 14 balls, numbered 1 through 14, placed in a lottery machine and mixed. There are 1,001 4-digit combinations when you select 4 numbers out of 14. 1,000 of those combinations are assigned to the 4 teams that did not make the playoffs in 2023. The odds of winning are based on the 2-year cumulative record of the 4 non-playoff teams. Here are the chances of each of the 4 teams when it comes to winning the number 1 pick. This also serves as the number of lottery ball combinations each team was assigned. Because the Fever had the worst cumulative record, as you just saw, they cannot fall any lower than 3rd. Indiana, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Seattle are hoping their 4-digit combinations land them the number 1 pick today. The lottery was conducted a short time ago under the supervision of the accounting firm of Ernst & Young. Those results have been delivered to our studio in sealed envelopes. So now it's time for the 2024 WNBA Draft Lottery presented by State Farm. Bethany Donovan, take it away.
Thank you, Andrea, and good luck to all 4 teams. The 4th pick in the 2024 WNBA Draft, presented by State Farm, goes to the Seattle Storm.
Congratulations to Noelle Quinn and the Seattle Storm. Seattle missed the playoffs for the first time since 2015. Haven't had a lottery pick since 2016 when they took Breanna Stewart at number 1.
Picking 3rd will be the Phoenix Mercury.
Congratulations to Matt Ishbia and his daughter Jamie and all of Phoenix. This is the 8th lottery pick in franchise history. They missed the playoffs this past season for the first time since 2012. All right, so we're down to 2 teams. We know 2 picks, we know the order. CP, what do each of these teams that we just saw need to add to their roster?
Well, I think for the Indiana Fever, the area that I think they could really benefit the most from is at that point guard spot. And having someone that can distribute the basketball, a decision maker, and be able to move a Christy Wallace to the wing, Erica Wheeler be that defensive force, but somebody that can run a team. And then for LA, how do you pass up on a possible Caitlin Clark? But to get a Cameron Brink or a Camila Cardoso and be able to move around the Agumake sisters, that would be pretty good. They got options.
No, there are definitely options.
And I think when you're in this situation too, obviously if you have the number 1 pick and you have an opportunity to get a Caitlin Clark, that can be a franchise-changing player for a long time. But at each one of these positions, you get the best player available.
Yeah, we will see who's going to get that top pick, whether it's Indiana or whether it's LA. Let's go back to Bethany Donovan for the picks.
We're down to the final 2 teams vying for the top pick. The second pick goes to the Los Angeles Sparks.
Los Angeles Sparks, we talked about the leadership of Nneka Ogwumike. They missed the playoffs this past season for the first time since 2012. They'll get the second pick.
And that means the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft presented by State Farm goes to the Indiana Fever.
The Indiana Fever. Back-to-back number 1 overall picks. They had Aaliyah Boston last season. Who are they going to choose this season with their number 1 overall pick? Aaliyah, congratulations.
Thank you.
No jumping jacks, no cartwheel, no nothing.
My shoes, I told you.
Oh, it's the shoes.
It's
Okay,
the
she's
shoes.
got platform heels. Aaliyah, congratulations on the
Thank
number
you.
1 overall pick. What do you think this means for your team, for the franchise, and for all of Indiana?
I mean, I think it's just going to be another talented player that we can use to help build us to be back to the franchise that the Fever was at. And so I'm super excited for this upcoming draft.
Your team was so young last season, and now you're going to add a rookie that will potentially impact. What kind of leadership can you bring to this team to help them now? You came so close. We're in the conversation for the playoffs all season long for the most part to make that next step.
Yeah, just continue. I think the first way of being a leader I can show is just by the work I put in on and off the court, especially with recovery, just making sure that I'm doing the right things for my body, but also just talk to them. I think that's going to be important because I had great vets that talked to me, especially when there were moments where I was just putting a lot of pressure on myself, being the number 1 pick, the goals that I wanted to achieve, and also helping my new teammate achieve the goals that she wants to achieve because, I mean, we are all so excited for the experience, the opportunity to be in the league and be a number 1 pick, so just super excited.
Aaliyah, you've got 1 year under your belt, but a young team, a young core in Indiana. What's it going to take for you to get to that next level, to get into the playoffs?
Just continuing to play together and being disciplined. I think that is something that's super important because, yes, we're a young team, but at the end of the day, I feel like just our knowledge of the game and being able to play together, getting a good feel for each other early on will be able to help us throughout the season.
I got one.
Yeah.
What do you think Lynn Dunn's doing right now?
I just can't wait to see the interview, the content that Fever's going to post right now. I know they already. I just know it. I just know it.
They're going to come with it they're going to come with it for sure. And we've got the watch party as well out there in Indiana. This is what happened when they found out they got the number 1 overall pick. The excitement, the cheers, the smiles, big things coming potentially for the Indiana Fever. Again, back-to-back number 1 overall picks. All of the picks are in. We have the order behind us, and this is what it looks like when we get the 2024 WNBA Draft Lottery. Congratulations to all 4 teams. Congratulations to the Indiana Fever. We'll break it down a little bit more coming up next.
Our WNBA Draft Lottery is presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, coming up, Paige Becker is currently sitting at number 2 in our latest mock draft by M.A. Vogel. Her and the Huskies will take on the North Carolina Tar Heels. But before we get you out to live game action, we got to break down just a little bit more when it comes to the 2024 WNBA draft. Coaches, we already know the order, but when you look at this draft list and the draftees, who is the most in WNBA ready right now?
To me, I think it's Caitlin Clark. I think it's Caitlin Clark, not just because she can score the basketball really at all three levels, but she got stronger. She's gotten better every year. She put on 6 pounds of muscle from a season ago. I mean, she can get to the rim. She can finish. She can also facilitate. A year ago, she led the nation in scoring and assists. The only other player to do that is Trae Young on the men's side. And she reads the game. She plays in a lot of two-man game at Iowa in that system. There's a lot of read and react in that system, and I think that translates to being able to make plays in the WNBA.
The post player that I think that's most pro-ready, I think, is Aaliyah Edwards from the UConn Huskies. She's averaging almost 16 points a game, shooting 58%. They play some of the toughest competition. That what is demanded from Gino Ariema helps these players to be pro-ready, and their versatility, because she can swing from the 4 to the 5. She has the face-up game. She's not afraid to get on the glass and play through physicality. I think that Aaliyah Edwards would be a great value to anyone early in this draft.
Well, you mentioned Aaliyah Edwards, her team, again, like we said, taking on North Carolina next. CP, I'm going to come right back to you. Outside of Aaliyah Edwards, what else are you looking for in this matchup?
In this matchup, how can Connecticut take care of the basketball? The North Carolina Tar Heels defense is what their team is built on this year. And so can they speed up Connecticut? Can they turn them over, not allow them to execute in the half court?
And Steph White, you're a WNBA coach. When it comes to intangibles and what you're watching as you watch some of these kids play, what are you looking for?
Coachability, hustle plays, grit, toughness, the ability to have a motor, play with multiple levels of effort.
That versatility, the talent, all of those things, so important when it comes to the draft lottery and when it comes to success at the college level. So we're going to get you out to a top 25 matchup. This has been fun.
It's been
great.
blast, yeah.
Again, congratulations to the Indiana Fever, Seattle Storm, Los Angeles Sparks, Phoenix Mercury. We had a great time breaking it all down. The watch parties had a ton of energy from all across the country. The most energy, of course.
Somebody get Lynn done.
Coming from the Indiana Fever. They will have the #1 overall pick in the 2024 draft lottery. This has been the 2024.
As we can